Hello, hello, I'm Bella, and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. So we are going to be following the main quest and going to the Hall of the Novice and doing those little side bits there to get the next set of armor, and then we will head for our first dungeon. Yay! Have you read our visitor's log? Graduates of the hall open pen entries with advice for their fellow adventurers. Mayhap they've left you some practical pearls of wisdom. I don't think I've ever checked this. Typing commands to execute actions. What is this? Entry for a Callow Conjurer. Greetings, fellow fledgling adventurer. We may never meet, so I thought I'd leave a handy hint that the masters of this hall neglected to teach me. In addition to using the icons placed on your hotbar, you can execute actions via text commands entered in the chat input bar. Typing /action cure, for example, will allow you to cast a cure spell. Why would you do that, though? That seems like it would take more time to execute. You can also designate a target for the action. To target your own character, leave a space after the action name, then type me, or to use the action on your currently selected target, simply add T. In addition to executing actions, text commands can also be used to change targets, display UI elements, and perform many other convenient shortcuts. A complete list of text commands can be viewed via the User Macro window opened from the System menu. Making use of macros. Entry for Mikote Myrmidon. Do you ever find that the more desperate the situation, the harder it is to perform techniques you've drilled 1,000 times? For me, it was incredibly helpful to sit down and write out my most common combat procedures before heading into battle. Using the macro editor, it is possible to create custom macros that automatically execute registered text commands. One of the most convenient features of this macro system is the ability to execute multiple text commands in quick succession. To access the macro editor, open the System menu and select User Macros. Following are some examples of common macros. Use Shield Lob on target and mark with sign marking attack 1 T. Action Shield Lob. Target nearest enemy and face target enemy FT. Declare action using executed in party chat. Yeah, I would never remember all this. Macros such as these make it easy to perform complex actions with reliability and minimal input. Experiment with the editor, and you'll soon have a set of user macros to suit all your adventuring needs. I just mash buttons. What are you talking about? Adding an extra layer of typing and commands. Entry for Vagabond Lalafell. The one thing all party members should learn how to do is communicate, and not just through words. You might be surprised at how easily an agreed upon sign can save time, not to mention unnecessary injury. Signs and waymarks are communication tools that are visible to your entire party. Signs, for example, can be used to mark any target, friendly or hostile, with an eye-catching symbol. Among the varieties of signs, there is a set of symbols that appear as large numbers above the targets. These are especially helpful when establishing the order in which you wish to defeat a troublesome group of enemies. I don't think I've ever used that system. I've seen it, and it is helpful. Waymarks, on the other hand, are used to highlight specific points on the ground. This can be a convenient method for marking a location where you wish the party to gather. The various signs and waymarks can be found under Party in the main menu. Playing your role. Entry for Anxious Adventurer. I always I was always too afraid to join a party, afraid that I'd do the wrong thing. Then the masters explained to me how everyone has a role, and what exactly those roles are. That advice instilled me with the confidence, and mayhap it will do the same for you. Every discipline of war or magic plays one of 3 distinct roles during party combat. These roles are commonly known as tank, healer, and DPS. A tank, gladiator, marauder, tank classes are hardy bulwarks with mountains of HP and excellent defensive attributes. Tanks protect their companions by building enmity with opponents and bearing the brunt of enemy attacks. The healer, conjurer. Healers are specialists in the restorative arts. It is their job to keep their companions alive by restoring lost HP and cleansing detrimental effects such as poison. A DPS, pugilist, lancer, archer, me, rogue, thaumaturge, arcanist. DPS, short for damage per second, classes are the masters of inflicting harm. These damage dealers must be careful not to invite an enemy's wrath by exceeding the enmity built by the tank. DPS classes are often further divided into 2 categories: melee DPS, close combat specialist, and ranged DPS, damage from a distance. Once you understand your role, it becomes clear what actions are expected of you in a group situation. When everyone plays their part, you truly become a party, a band of companions capable of defeating foes far more powerful than could any adventurer fighting alone. Learning the lingo. From a rustic Rogadin. Sometimes me mates would use words that made no bloody sense, and I just nod along. But you can be sure I began asking what they meant after me fear looking foolish almost got me scared. When players discuss certain aspects of the game, they often use specialized terms and abbreviations. Here are some common examples. Spawn, verb-born noun used when a monster appears in a world. Add, used to describe sudden enemy reinforcements. Pull, the act of bringing a distant foe to the party's location. Aggro, enmity, the gauge of an enemy's likelihood to attack you, also known as hate or threat. Buff, positive effects that improve attributes. Debuff, negative effects that weaken attributes. DOT, abbreviation for damage over time, or DOT, and then AoE, abbreviation for area of effect. There are many more terms that may be unfamiliar to players new to the game, so don't be afraid to ask a mentor or a party member for an explanation. Like AFK, away from keyboard, is another one. Alright. That's nice that they actually put that in there for true new gamers to MMOs who might not know any of this. My apologies, but I specialize in the mending of bones rather than the breaking of them. Pray speak with my colleagues and you may find an instructor more suited to your particular set of skills. Yes, I'll be talking to you. Someone I can do for you, lass? If you're aiming to learn under this master, you'll need to find yourself some thicker armor. I'm the Master of Arms, and it is my duty to instruct fledgling adventurers in the fundamentals of party combat, and you, my friend, are exactly the kind of strapling young hero for whom I have been waiting. Convey your interest to the smith over yonder, and we can begin your training immediately. Alright, I gotta talk to you first. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom the Yellow Jacket sent word. I hear you are to brave the depths of the Sastasha secret. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions, and you shall need the training we here at the Hall of the Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing on your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him, and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. Hi. When you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket Scout at the mouth of the Sastasha Secret, and he will furnish you with the details of your duty. Okay. I am prepared for the Hall of Novice. When your skills have been honed and your mind sharpened, continue onwards to the north. The Yellow Jacket Scout stationed before the Sastasha Sea Ground will have the details for your mission. Greetings, I am one of the smiths. A stoker of fires and forger of futures. As a dedicated member of the Adventurers Guild, I have been entrusted with the task of providing assistance to new adventurers. According to my records, you have yet to fully complete your training. You are under no obligation to finish the final exercise, of course, but there is much to gain and not to be lost in the attempt. Yes, we want this brand new gear. Let's begin. Gonna avoid. I like ranged. And I like movement classes. Like I can move and still attack compared to like casting from what I remember. Nicely done. Learning to avoid the obvious attacks is a skill all adventurers need. Those who insist on standing still won't long survive the profession. And speaking of survival, perfecting each of my lessons will earn you a piece of armor to aid you in your chosen role. Should you feel so inclined, repeat the same lesson with the other masters that they might reward you with equipment tailored towards their fields of expertise. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. I do not remember getting this one. Head gaze, or head graze, interrupts the use of a target's action. Yeah, so we want down here with the effects. Yeah. Heavy, bind, and head graze. Good. Did you mark the sturdiness of your ally taking the enemy's hits? Coordinating efforts with a heavily armored defender will allow you to fight to your fullest. Here's your prize for completing the exercise. But remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Who are you fighting? Alright, so you need to get rid of the caster, because they're ones to most likely heal. Like they were so close I couldn't tell who was hitting. Remember, always stick by your own healer. Coordination is the key to conquering foes swiftly and safely. Work well with your allies, and the efficiency of your armor need not to be tested. Here is your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Neatly done. Breaking off attacks to save your skin is always the wisest course. Though it may sometimes be a frustrating dance, it is better to dodge than be sprawled in the dust. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Thank you. Fine performance. A party is doomed without a source of restoration. When reinforcements threaten your healer, it is time to spring into action. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. got there? Come here, yeah. Those things are fast. I don't know if it will open again or not. Better keep an eye on it. It is imperative to recognize when a battle has turned against you. Act quickly to neutralize an enemy's advantage, or be prepared to suffer through a difficult fight. Here is your prize for completing the exercise. But remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Yes. I accidentally hurt myself. Which one are you going to attack? Center one? You've proven yourself a novice no longer. Pray accept this prize to commemorate your achievement. Alright. Equip. Reassign gear. Alright. So now we're level 14. Halt, adventurer. Do you mean to enter the Sastasha Seagrot? I would advise against it. You will likely perish in its labyrinthine depth. Trust me, were it not for sheer strength of will, I'd not be standing here. What am I doing out here, you ask? This is a calmly spot for strategizing, I find. Far better than the labyrinthine depth of the cave, friend. And there none shall hear your scream, particularly since everybody else has been reassigned. Me as well, you say? Back to Camp Skull Valley and away from the labyrinthine depth of that hellhole? Most excellent. I have my principles and would willingly have sacrificed my life for the mission, but I am not grieved to cede that prospect to you, and bid this grot good day. My place is at a fort or on the battlefield, not crawling around a dank cave with coils of rope and sheaves of paper, fearing I shall never see daylight again. I warn you, friend, there is much danger in those depths. It is, what is the word, labyrinthine, I tell you. As you keep saying, sir. Yet you still remain. Do you mean to enter the Seagrot? Marvelous. Just bear in mind, though, if you perish in its labyrinthine depth, no one will come for your bones. Oh, how nice of you to just abandon me. Ah, fellow adventurer, you too are here to unravel the mysteries of Sastasha. I have adventured across this wide realm for more seasons than I dare to count, yet still Eorzea manages to surprise me with her beauty and splendor. Our journeys are not ended by the attainment of riches or fame. It is an unquenchable thirst for the unknown that drives us into the wilds time and again. Even if I explored the world for 1,000 years, I would never grow weary of this life. Grandfather and I are companions on the road. We travel where the wind takes us and drink in all the wonders this world has to offer. Only an adventurer can understand the joy of such freedom, of discovering hidden places and experiencing sights and sounds that few may ever know. The passing years have begun to take their toll on the old man, but no force save death itself will sate his appetite for adventure. Ada, you're so slow, you'd lose a foot race to a tree slug. This is perfect for our inaugural outing as a party, wandering around in the caves, turning over a few rocks. How difficult could it possibly be? I never expected our first visit to the Adventurers Guild would yield such a straightforward way to win fame and fortune. What took you so bloody long, Ada? If my purse was too light, you might have considered using some of your own bleeding coin to get us what we need. You've only ever been as useful as the contents of your pockets. Gods know you can barely eel a scratch. We took up the adventure in life to take on the big jobs and claim the big rewards. How are we meant to do that if we can't even get our supplies in order? It's, the one Baderon was talking to. Well, we'll see who gets the glory. This job should have been ours in the first place. I'm sorry, Aver. I came as fast as I could. I tried haggling with the merchant, but 2 potions was the best I could get with the money you gave me. I had no idea how expensive they were. That guy's right, bastard. Just look at this beauty. See how she glows? You can almost feel the power running through her. What exactly it is you have there? What is it? Well, what does it look like? It's a short sword. Ah, but now I suppose you're wondering why all the fuss over short sword. That's easy, you see. This isn't your ordinary run-of-the-mill mass-forged, store-bought, bottom-of-the-bargain-bin short sword. This here is a genuine ethereal short sword. One of a kind, in fact. Can't you see how its glow? No? Well, trust me, it's there. And that glow means this short sword is special. It means it's powerful. Or at least a little more powerful than what you'd normally expect from a mere short sword. Can we make a deal? A deal? Huh. Do you know how long it took me to find this? How many parties I was forced to suffer with greedy bastards who kept claiming all the ethereal loot even though their bags were full of the stuff? No, the sword is mine, and if you want it, you'll have to pry it from my cold dead hands. Which, in truth, is how ethereal gear comes to be. You've heard of spirit bonds, I assume. That spiritually charged ethereal connection you form with any gear you have equipped. Well, in rare cases, when someone wielding an item with an especially strong spirit bond is slain in battle, the energy created by that bond remains trapped inside, rather than returning to the life stream. That energy enhances the gear, and voila! You have an ethereal short sword, or an ethereal subligar, or a pair of ethereal goatskin smithy gloves of gathering. The fact that for an item to become an ethereal, the owner of that item must perish while having it equipped, usually means that they can only be found in dangerous locations where terrible, bloody battles have occurred. Now, if I was looking to get my hands on another ethereal weapon, might be that I'd head back inside Sastasha. Wink, wink. I think I'll leave you alone with your sword. You don't have the look of a pirate, but one can never be too careful on this island. Unless you have the proper authorization, I can't let you enter the Sastasha Sea Ground. Okay. Please tell me you're here on yellow jacket duty and not some daft sod out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra. We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So, when we received word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of Sastasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback-fancying serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue-face tattoos. Alright, duty calls, dungeon beckons. Yeah, I love that they added the NPC party so you don't have to wait. It's choices, it's options. It's always great to have options. The fishbacks and their serpent reaver lackeys cannot be allowed to establish a permanent base in these lands. You must uncover the truth behind who or what is lurking in these caves, Venture. The peace of Western Lenosha may depend on it. Duty. I just want to read it. After a period of relative silence following the calamity, the Serpent Reavers have once again taken to terrorizing the inland hamlets of Lenosha, killing the men, kidnapping the women and children, plundering the storehouses, and burning what little they leave behind. For years, it was not known how the pirates were able to raid areas so far from the coast, until a local shepherd sighted a band of painted ruffians entering the Sastasha Seagot, carrying large quantities of sacks and crates. Could it be that there is more to this cave than meets the eye? Alright, so we got a Marauder, a Conjurer, and a Thaumaturge. Nearing instance rates. Good. Limit break, I'm good. Oh, that's right. I need to like work with my ID card, don't I? I'll do that at some point. Cavern, strangely beautiful. Which one are you hitting? But I must agree. The ethereal energy flowing up, all the motes of light. Coral. Look at how the coral glows. It's like you're under the sea. This shouldn't be possible. Does this cave fill with water? That's the only thing that could explain why there's a large scallop. It's pretty. Look at this room. You find a bloodstained scrap of parchment with a message scrawled upon it in faded ink. The captain likes his wine red. That's horrible spelling. Hitting the bat, so I will follow. Who are you hitting? It's hard to tell. Okay, you're hitting the bat. The cattery. Hear the dripping. No, wrong. Oh my god. mushrooms. I think they're shrooms. No. Are they? Coral? Shrooms? Either or. I don't think there was any chest over there. Oh my god. This is targeting. Okay, we're good. You're good. Okay, you're like attacking this already, so. We're good? We're good. Okay. Let me get this treasure. That's where we came from. So the captain likes his wine red. Jin. You okay, little lady? Run for it. Run for it. Run for it. Is one dead? I know, she's just scared. They just start a brawl. Fight, 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 fight. Yeah. I just want this. Let's get out. Now. Oh, he joined the fray. Fine. Someone's healing. treasure room. Ooh, what's this? Wide volley? I don't remember this. Delivers an attack with a potency of 140 to target and all enemies nearby it. Only be executed while under the effect of Hawk's Eye. So it's just another wide range one. Okay, I feel like I should start putting these down here, actually. No, I'll keep them here for now. Alright, I'll leave that one there for now. the grotto. So I can still appreciate while you're killing. You sell your spawning ground, shore walker. Bubble. I'm gonna avoid the bubbles for now. There we go. Yeah, if you just focus enough, you can pretty much kill them before they come out. Good job, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that gorgeous? Sun rising. That's why you talk to everyone. You never know who's gonna disappear. Who's there just for the story. Aye, such a task was on the books. Was mind. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Ah, might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sastasha? It would seem that ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor, none the worse for its voyage. A pity. We dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter, the wheel will turn and our chance will come. You are right, of course, but there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend, which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, milady. Back then, are ye? With all your limbs and a tale to tell, I'll wager. Fishbacks. And there I was thinking you'd only have to crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells. You turn your back for 5 bloody minutes and the scaly bastards have set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still sounds like you left them in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning, unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Sastasha, of course. Any road, all's well that ends well. On behalf of Limsa, I thank you for shedding some light on this mystery. You've lived up to your reputation, and I couldn't ask for no more than that. Now, I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking on another job. It just so happens that I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see? Seems the forest folk are in need of a venturer, but can get things done. Were them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can't handle. Give us a shout when you're ready and I'll lay it out for ye. Okay. Call the forest. Battaron has information on a new task. Ready to hear about that job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania, and that's all I know. But whatever it is you get asked to do, I somehow doubt it'd pose any trouble for a venturer as survived the bedlam of Sastasha. If you think you might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mion, my counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, lass. Do our guild quest that's unlocked here. Homecoming. Okay, we get a better weapon here. That is better than what I have, but I'll wait. Guildmaster Lucien wants you to attend to your fellow archers. Ah, Bella, I had hoped you would come. You may be able to help. I'm concerned about Leigh and Silver. They show signs of losing perspective, and well, mayhap it is best to see for yourself. I cannot help but feel that both would benefit from your counsel. Consider this a personal request, Bella. gods, did Lucienne send you to pester me by any chance? This is hardly her concern, and it is most definitely not yours. If you must know, I have decided to leave the guild. I mean to track down Pawa Mujuk and finish what we started. The goddess Quiver and Woodwailer seem content to ignore our warnings, but I will not let her escape again. I already made that mistake once, and it cost me my place in the goddess Quiver. I, the foolish young sentry of whom I once spoke, he was me. We had her, Bella. There was no escape, but then she began to wail about a wounded comrade, one who would surely die without her help. She looked me straight in the eye and begged, and I blinked. I failed to see through the most elementary ruse. I failed Gridani and the goddess Quiver, and while that can never be forgiven, mayhap I can reclaim a measure of honor by stopping her. But a wanderer like you would not understand what it means to betray your people. Worry not. I do not intend to leave just yet. I will continue to gather information until I am certain of Mujuk's whereabouts. Make no mistake, though. It is only a matter of time. Now, run along, will you? Oh, and if you are so concerned about your fellow guildmates, you should attend to that moping Makote. The sight of her shuffling around while staring at her feet is bad for morale. Not that it matters to me. Oh, it's you. Tell me, Bella, do you ever think about home? Do you ever wish you could go back? Mine was just another poor village in the Twelveswood. The fields were more stone than soil, and merchants hardly ever bothered to visit. We didn't have a lot, but we didn't need it. And then the calamity came. I remember running into screams. It was so loud, Bella, so unbearably loud. And then I was here, in a strange city, surrounded by more people than I'd ever seen, and I didn't know any of them. But I knew how to hunt. I was always good at hunting, Bella, and the guild gave me a place to get better. At least I thought I had gotten better. Pawa Mujuk, she was so much more. I've been thinking, Bella, that maybe this is a sign. Maybe Silver is right, and this guild, this city, is no place for an outsider like me. And so I've decided to leave. I'm glad to have known you, Bella, even if it was only for a short while. Forgive me if this is too selfish of a request, but before I go, I would like to meet with you one last time. Alone, in the South Shroud. These Gridanians would not understand. The road can seem clear when viewed down an arrow shaft, but an archer must think of more than just a target. I think they say the same things. Okay, South Shroud, I need to come here to Bent Branch. she's over here. Oh no, wait. Where am I going? Over there. Okay. Again, I won't fully explore until I come here with the main story. No, don't hurt her. And there I was, thinking you might have accepted my kind invitation. I don't recall inviting her, though. 'Tis rude to assume, missy, and I do so hate rudeness. Wait, it's not her fault. It's mine. I invited her. She's a member of the Archers Guild, like me, and she's not Gridanian. Ah, I do begin to recall her face. Knows how to hold a bow, that one. Well, she ain't the typical recruit, but I reckon I might be willing to make an exception. No, it's not like that. I wanted to say goodbye. Bella, ever since I met Pawa, I've been at a loss, but I realize now that my place isn't at the guild, with the Gridanians. They'll never accept me. This is where I belong, with my people, carrying on our traditions, our archery, not Gridania's. It's all I have, Bella, so I'm going with Pawa. Maybe you don't understand now, but just promise me you won't tell Lucienne or Silver. The hells I won't. Bella! I had a feeling she might be harboring a few niggling objections. Worry not, sister. Put an arrow in her. No! Ain't no love lost twixt ye and the guild, is there? Then what's the problem with feathering a bloody venture? No bugger'll miss her. I'll miss her all right, so just stop. Dear me, and I had such high hopes for you, Miss Aliapo. Waste the bloody time. A keeper what's lost her nerves about as much use to me as a glass bow. But there's no sport in killing captured prey. I better not see neither of you again. 'Cause if I do, I'll show you what happens to prey what's daft enough to get caught twice. Away, sisters, away. How do you do it, Bella? How do you live in this place, with these people? And why do you even bother? What have they ever given you besides scorn? Well, what do you see in them, Bella? Even though you joined the guild after I did, you've come so far, so quickly. Maybe you've even surpassed me. I have to know how you've done it. I have to know what it is that I'm doing wrong. And there's only one way I can think of to find out. Meet me at the bannock. The bannock. this way. Shall we begin, Bella? Then defend yourself. Show me what these people have taught you. Is new. I don't remember that at all. I want to see that again. Woo! So simple. You have opened your eyes and looked beyond your master's faults. You've accepted their teachings and taken them to heart. Even Silver, for all his bigotry, wishes only to preserve his traditions. I lost sight of everyone else's struggles and became obsessed with mine own. I was so afraid to let go of my cherished notion of archery, my family's notion, and learn another way. I didn't want to betray them or dishonor their memory. But I have a family here too, a family that sees the wider world and is willing to show me how blinkered I have become. As archers, we train our eyes and minds to be unforgiving, to defy any attempt at concealment and discern the naked truth. It is little wonder then that I have neglected to look inside myself until now. Though unquestionably worthwhile, I have found that experience rather excruciating. Thank you, Bella. I now know that I belong at the guild, together with you and Lucien. And yes, even that bloody Wildwood. Gods help me. I think I might actually miss him. Okay. Welcome home, Bella. You need not say a word. One look at Leia's eyes was enough. Thank you for returning her to us. When we focus on a single goal and pursue it with passion and fervor, it becomes easy to lose sight of what else lies before us. With your skill and vision, Bella, you can help your fellow archers to look beyond themselves and remember their comrades. I hope I can count on your support in the future. a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come to take your... Oh, it's you, Bella. 'Tis so good to see you again. What's that? Here at Battaron's suggestion, you say? The foul-mouthed rogue sends me word that an adventurer might be along for the job, and it turns out to be you. Well, this makes things a lot easier, doesn't it? With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Fire in the gloom. Mion is waiting to brief you on your task. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardons for interrupting, Mion, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward? And good evening to you, Bolord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. Well, if it isn't our very own woman for all seasons. You certainly have a knack for appearing when you're most needed, Bella. My thanks for answering the call. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tower Deepcroft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalmud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixtal at bay. Since we thwarted their attack on the Guardian Tree, the Birdmen have not allowed us a moment's respite. They have probed every ilm of our defenses in search of weakness, compelling me to spread our forces far more thinly than I would like. The situation so being, we have no choice but to entrust the task of dealing with the Lambs of Dalmud to others. Can we rely on you to handle this matter, Bella? You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to the Deepcroft and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. Let's go back to Bent Branch Meadows. I've done this one before, so I'm going to skip it. Weapon, don't I? There we go. Childish curiosity prompted me to commit the most elementary of blunders. Were it not for the fruit that Aliane found, my adventures may well have ended in this forbidding place. Always look before you leap. In my haste, this most fundamental rule of adventuring slipped my mind. I do believe I shall rest here a while. I shudder to think what might have happened to Isildur had I not thought to pick the fruit I stumbled across in the way here. Sometimes he has too much vigor for his own good. Age is supposed to mellow us, but if anything, it has made him more impetuous. I understand his desire to make use of the time left to him, but one misstep, and there won't be any. So we meet again. I cannot say I'm surprised to see you here. You took the prize back in Limsa, but this time we will give you better sport, or I am no true adventurer. Gods, I hate mausoleums. It's not right to disturb the dead in their slumber. Think of our goal, sister. One day our adventures will be the stuff of song, and it will all be worth it. We're Bella Stardust, I take it. Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bowlord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalmud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the Calamity put an end to the Sixth Astral Era. The cultists took the lesser moon Dalmud for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalmud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalmud are convinced that heretics, that is to say everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge them. Whatever it is they are doing in the Deepcroft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. Okay, let's do duty. Just want to read it. Good. The Tem Tower Deepcroft. Since its establishment during Gilmoran times, this subterranean crypt has been used for generations as a final resting place for the remains of rulers and nobles. Since the Calamity, however, the tunnels have become overrun with the Lambs of Dalmud, a deadly cult who worships the now-fallen satellite as their savior. It is in the Deepcroft that these twisted souls silently plot revenge against those who fought to prevent the advent of Dalmud, summoning any dark presence who will aid them to this end, no matter what the cost. Okay. Bad feeling about this. So says the thaumaturge. Down here? No. Woohoo! There's the center arena. That looks ominous. 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 That looks o we go. Crypt. Bunch of tombs. Oh, only this map tells you the name of it. The Ankh Unique Tomb. Greenwood Altar. One tether is done. This is Tomb of King Galvant the Dominator. Isn't that who we're supposed to be fighting? There's the interring chamber. Hardwood altar. spellcasters here. think I've ever really noticed like the smoke in the area. Who summons me from the void to reside within this crude vessel? Let's kill a squid face. Thanks, guys. Ah. Alright, so let's go back. Welcome back, Bella. I'm reliably informed that your foray into Deepcroft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. You made such a habit of succeeding that it's difficult not to take your talents for granted. Rest assured, however, Mother is impressed, even if she isn't surprised. But Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point. Aver's gone and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He should have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Bah, to hell's with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving and I'd be too soon if I'd never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Aver's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it. But for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, all right? Well, wait, don't leave me alone, please. I'm so sorry, Aver. Please forgive me. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes a dozen times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventurers of your experience. I can send women like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ulda. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in this task, say the word, and I will be glad to share the details with you. Alright, well thanks for joining me. So we got to do 2 dungeons and we got to our 25 level job quest. So we got new gear and we're looking fabulous. Alright, give a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!